I don't really have goals as far as what my color is. My goals are more, I don't want all of this brassiness all, like,
Yeah.
I don't want the warmth,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want to have to do this every 3 weeks. Like, so I'm pretty open, like I've had all different hair colors. I'm pretty open with it. These are just a couple of photos that I'd sent you.
Can I show the camera?
Yeah.
So there's this one.
I'm also like a little bit trepidatious about going too gray.
Okay. Like, what do you mean by that? Do you want to be like more blonde, or you
So
want...
I think, I mean, more, I mean, I'm open. I would say
Yeah.
probably more blonde than gray. If
Okay.
there's a way we can do that. And
Yeah.
even if I can stretch it to like 6 weeks.
Like this one's a little bit more like blondish gray,
Yeah.
and this one's really like
Yeah,
more
I
purpley
think-
gray.
I think this one,
Okay,
this
so
one,
more like
this
an
was
ash-
probably my favorite. Yeah.
Okay. And then, have you done highlights before?
Yes, but not in the last year and a half.
Okay.
So there is
Just once, like in that time.
a couple of times.
Okay. And then, were you like super blonde, or it was just to add a little bit of?
I was like, here, let's see. I mean, kind of,
That was, you said a year and a half
that
ago?
was October of last year, so that I
Okay,
haven't
so
gotten
like
them in a while.
year-ish.
Yeah, so I haven't gotten highlights, I think, in about a year and a half.
Okay.
So that's, yeah, I mean, I was.
Did you ever tone them down from that point? Like you went darker?
She put toner in,
Yeah.
but not like a permanent, yeah.
Yeah.
So she toned it, I go
But
every
after
3
that-
weeks, she would tone it like
Okay.
maybe once every 3 or 4 times I was there.
Are we gonna do a trim at all today?
We can,
Okay, we can just
if we
see
need
it.
to. I trimmed it, well, I guess now 4 weeks ago. The last time I did my hair, she cut off about an inch.
Okay. We can see after the color if you need.
Yeah. So my personality-wise, I love the woman that I've been going to. I just haven't been thrilled with the color.
I see.
She would do, you know, I was going kind of my natural color, which I don't think this is really my natural color, but, you know, we did highlights, not even for a year, but they would get brassy so fast that it's like, then it was like every, you know, maybe 9 weeks she was re-highlighting and my hair started breaking off. So like this.
Oh, really?
Oh my gosh.
Where was it breaking?
It was like, this whole top layer was like here. So then I was like, all right, we're just gonna.
When was that?
This would have been, when did I start cutting my hair? Last September or October.
And then you just didn't do highlights when you noticed.
So
it
I
was
just
breaking.
did, yeah. So that I had her just tone it all dark, and then since then I've only had her do my roots.
I see. So these pieces are still growing out, you're saying?
Yeah, they're,
They weren't layered like that. They broke off that
they
way.
broke off, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So the only thing, my concern is your highlights. And if you said it broke last year, they're going to be a little fragile today when we lighten you. But I'll just have to see however light it gets. If that's the case, your hair might not even be able to get as light to be like super ashy like those photos.
Okay.
I'll have to see. But the good thing is it's like probably here. So
Yeah.
if you don't get light enough, we'll do like maybe an ashy brown tone
Okay.
in between, and then let you gradually grow that out before we try to
Okay.
get you lighter, because I don't want to break your hair.
My hair lifts pretty easily, which is good.
Yeah, it's just the parts where it's
Yeah.
previously lightened, even though this will lift fine, I'm sure. It's these ends that,
Okay.
like you said, were a little bit fragile last year. I don't know how they're gonna like
Sure.
how light they'll get or like how they'll feel. And once they like stop, I need to stop.
Yeah,
that
understood.
We don't like make your hair super dry or anything like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna lighten you. You're still gonna see this base color in between a little bit. So
Okay.
it's like a transition period where you're gonna see a little bit of warmth still.
Okay.
In between the photo that was mine that you saw, that was probably like her third
Okay.
with me, and then it looked more more ashy, so it's gonna be like an in-between for sure.
Yeah.
Your gray pattern is very like consistent. It's just like a little bit lighter, like right around your hairline. So do you want the front to be a little bit lighter?
Yeah, I think, because that's what'll really help me stretch it out, I
Yeah, we'll do it soft though. I don't want to do too chunky because you can always tell me to do it like lighter next time, but we'll do something more in the middle, but just like slightly lighter.
Okay.
I'll definitely try to just get you as light as possible, but again, if your highlights are saying no more, then
That's fine.
stop.
That's fine.
And then maybe do like a mushroomy brown or something like that in between.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll let you know like once your foils are lifting, and then see what your hair is feeling like. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So this week I have a brand new client who is wanting to do some gray blending, and she has some previous old color where she just felt like it was a little bit too brassy and wasn't really complementing her skin tone either. And when her roots would grow in, she didn't really like the contrast and the line of demarcation that was going on with her previous color and all that. So we're going to be going in with some gray blending, and I decided to do more of a dimensional placement on her. We're not going to be doing anything too heavy. We do want to kind of maintain a little bit of the dark in between. So I'm going to be going in with my signature placement. So if you're new, I do some foils around the nape first. These foils are going to be a little bit of a detail foil, and we are using the Danger Jones bleach for this. And I will be starting off with just a mixture of their 5 volume and 20 volume to kind of dilute that 20 volume. So my client's hair, she kind of has more of finer hair texture. It's not super coarse. It is on the finer side, and she did have some previous highlights and base color over the last couple years that would just make her hair might lift a little bit unevenly, and because of her hair texture, I just want to be a little bit extra careful. So I'm going in with a weaker bowl here, and we're just going to really just keep an eye on it. She doesn't have a perfectly even canvas because she does have old highlights that seem to have been darkened over time, and then she has her base color, and then just like a tiny bit of virgin root. So after I do those detail hairline foils, I did a slice diagonal back, and then I'm going to continue taking this back section all in one go here. This is what I call the mohawk section, and because this is really going to be in the back of her hair, I'm not going to focus a lot of heavy foiling back here. We are leaving a lot of negative space in between, and I am utilizing slices to help with the blend in the back here. So her foils, I would say, are about a 1/2 inch apart, and I'm just making sure that my slices are extremely see-through to ensure a really clean, even lift. So by now I'm using about 20 volume for her hair, and I'm not going to go beyond that because the Danger Jones bleach does a really great job at lifting out previous color and any stubborn areas, but is also very gentle, has bonder in it as well too, so I can ensure that my client's hair is going to get a really clean lift with it, but won't be too damaging because of the bonder that's formulated within the lightener. So like we said in the consult, she is wanting just a little bit lighter in the front. I don't want to do anything too chunky because she doesn't even have like white patches around her hairline. But I did notice that her gray pattern, she's a little bit more salt around her face than the rest of her hair. And the whole point is to create something that's going to last her and give longevity as it starts to grow out. It's going to grow out a lot softer. So I did some weaves around her hairline, and then I am going to be connecting the back section with the rest of this mohawk with some fine slices. And you know, these slices are pretty see-through, so sometimes they can look like more of like a baby light when you're done with it because these slices are on the finer side, and so they're not going to look chunky or anything like that because we're taking such a thin sliced for each section. And I am laying my foils nice and flat because
it's just easier for me to check the foils when these foils are flat. And for personal preference, I just find that it gives me a really clean lift when my foils are flat. The only time, like right now, where I'm at the hairline and the hair is even finer is where I'll kind of fold it up, because I find that you might just need an extra lock to lock it in. So I'll fold the foils that are around the hairline like this so that they don't slip, but anything else that is a little bit more denser beyond the hairline, I do prefer to lay those foils flat. And so around the hairline here on the side, I did 2 weaves, and then I took a diagonal back, leaving some negative space, and took a slice there. And now I'm going to be continuing doing my slicing pattern after this weave above the ear, and this is how I connect that front section to the whole mohawk section that is taken initially in the back. And so I'm going to continue just utilizing slices here. You could definitely weave this part, tease it, you could do whatever you want with it. I just prefer doing slices because I find that this is just going to be a little bit quicker for me initially, and then also quicker for me when I do her touch-ups, because it's going to be really easy for me to see what has been highlighted last time and all that. And when we're doing touch-ups, I just want to make my life as easy as possible. I have found that if I were to like baby light this, it would just take me forever if she were to come in for a touch-up and for me to pick out those baby lights. So I have just opted to do more of like a slicing pattern to kind of mimic a baby light pattern, and I just find that this is just what works for me. So once I've finished foiling the root of her hair, I separated the hairs into clean sections beyond the foils, and so I'm just going to go in and do some teases. So I like to tease and over direct towards the front of the face, and then just kind of like feather up at an angle. The angle is more of like a diagonal back angle to ensure softness on all of my tip outs. So she did have some warmth in her mid area where that permanent color is, like we expected. So later we are going to be just toning out to kind of match everything and have everything blend together. So whenever the hair lifts unevenly like that, I generally will just tone to the darkest level. If it's significantly darker, I sometimes do try to hit it again at the bowl, but in her case it wasn't too much darker, so I'm just going to be going in with the Danger Jones gloss toners. We opted to do something that wasn't going to be too gray or violety gray or anything like that, so we did more of like a very ashy tone, and I did for her root shadow, I mixed up the 6-01, which is a level 6 natural ash, and so it's going to be more of like a neutral, like blue base neutral. And then for her end formula, I mixed up a 9-12, which is a level 9 ash violet, and that also just creates a really pretty silver in my opinion. And in addition to the 9-12, I did add in a little bit of a 6-01 just to kind of deepen it and give it a little bit of depth. That's also going to help me tone out any warmth that might have lifted a little bit more warmer than the rest, and just kind of even everything out. Like I said, she did have some stubborn areas in her hair, but I didn't feel the need to relighten those areas because we are trying to be a little bit more careful because she does have a finer texture. So we are going to just pretty much tone to whatever the warmest area is and have everything just kind of even out. And then as this fades out, if I find that her hair can take it, we can definitely lighten those pieces. But for today, I felt that this was the most that her hair could just handle after doing all the lightening. And yeah, so after the gloss toner was applied, I probably left it on for about like 5 more minutes and then washed it out.
Oh, it looks good.
Feels good.
It's so different.
Yeah. How does the blend feel and everything?
Good.
Yeah.
You got so much of the warmth out,
Mm-hmm.
which is great.
Alrighty guys, so here is the final product of her color. This is definitely going to fade out and give her a much softer grow out, and overall is going to fade out a lot less brassy than what she previously had. Her hair still felt really great. We did not really cut it after this appointment, even though we did go a little bit lighter, but I did tell her that she should probably get a trim her next visit. But overall, she was really happy with the way that it came out. I feel like it looks really great, and I can definitely see this blending out super seamlessly. Alrighty guys, that is it for this week's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in, and as always, I will talk to you guys next week.